Hey guys, so we're just heading out to do some provisioning, hoping to miss this big, gnarly old rain cloud over here before we come back, not get poured on. We're gonna be gone for a few days, so we want to make sure we have enough food and all our goodies. Let's do this!
Got some beer!
Ooh, beer. So it's close to 10 to 6 and we're getting our alcohol for our trip. Alex is just running in to get some wine and we'll be ready to go. Actually, we still got to do our provisioning, get our food and stuff like that. But we got the most important stuff, which is alcohol, of course.
Now the goodies. I got a Shiraz from Australia.
Ooh.
And well, we're in the Niagara region, so a bodacious Cab Sauv from Niagara Falls. So we're gonna see how that is. I want to be in the south. Doesn't smell anything.
Ooh, blueberry. That'll work.
Red or green?
So Alex likes fruits and veggies. Everything I get is like red and dessert-like, and she's just getting veggies. More veggies.
Hot ones, eh?
Spicy quesadilla.
Not quesadilla.
What are we making with that?
We can make some pasta, stir fry, hot dogs.
Which one do you want? Which one should we pick, guys?
This one.
Alright, let's do it. Anything that says wine in it, right?
I like my.
Get us some chicken hot dogs. Meat parts, yum. Ooh, coffee.
Yogurt, fruit, and nuts. Yum.
More?
Did you realize that one has 50 grams there? Tomorrow morning we're gonna take off on our first multi-day adventure. Super excited, but it's really windy now, so I'm hoping everything comes down tomorrow. This is kind of awesome. I'm really excited. This is the easiest multi-day expedition trip I've ever done because I don't have to pack any luggage. I don't have to pack a backpack and try to squeeze it in that tiny little thing. Everything's in here. Okay, we had to go do some groceries, but that's actually really easy too. I still don't have to carry it. I can bring wine, beers, whatever food, too much food, who cares? It's my home. Good morning. It's been a rock and roll kind of night. It was super windy, so stuff was kind of moving all over the place. Tired. And this morning I've been trying to see how the waves are like in the distance, but it's really tricky to see because it's just getting a little bright now. And we're gonna decide if we take off now or wait a little longer. Let's see. We're sleeping. Where's the face? Somewhere in there.
Good morning! So I'm awake, but the weather's not so nice. It's looking like it's gonna rain until pretty much like 7 o'clock tonight. And on and off, not excessive amount of rains. Calling for potential for water spouts, which is never fun when you're on the water. And finally, the wind is blowing pretty much exactly from the direction we need to go. So it's a lot of tacking we're gonna have to do. So we're about to have some coffee with our friend Mark that we were gonna go with today. Or there was a group of us, 3 boats, Mark and John. I think we're just gonna have a coffee and chat about it a little bit. But it sounds like we're probably just going to maybe make a smaller trip if we do anything, because it's just not going to be very fun beating into the wind all the way 12 hours. It'd probably be a really long day. Probably wouldn't even make it there until sunset, if not later.
Gosh, middle of the night.
But yeah, Alex is making some sweet snacks over there.
Actually, I'm making some breakfast. Cutting an avocado.
Bend down. The cup's in your way.
Cutting a mango that I'm gonna put in my cereal because I'm kind of hungry. I've been just like looking at stuff, filling up the water, slowly getting ready without being too sure if we're going or not. But yeah, let's eat and make some coffee. Doing some dishes. We're gonna be heading out as soon as we're done putting everything away. And seems to be a bit nicer. It's not raining anymore. Probably will still rain later on today, but the wind isn't as strong. Bit of waves from what I can see in the distance. So we're gonna see what it's like, but we're gonna try to make it as far as possible. So maybe Port Maitland. Probably not gonna make it all the way to Port Dover though, because, well, it's all after 8. Who knows? We'll see.
Are you good? This was the most difficult time leaving the marina. Normally we simply reverse out to port, backing into the channel, giving us plenty of room to switch to forward gear and start our way out of the marina. The thick growth of weeds made this impossible. Both losing power due to the fouled prop and losing control because of the forced slow speed fighting against the wind made this marina exit both stressful and tricky. Using reverse cleared the prop for just long enough to give us some control back. With limited control and the wind pushing our bow away from where we wanted to go, we were slowly running out of runway to pull off our U-turn. After a few failed attempts at getting the bow around in this tight spot between the dock fingers, we finally made it around. Yeah, I'm just really caught in it. Alright, we're moving a little better now.
Okay, ready?
Yeah. Hey guys, so we're out here, we made it. We had to do a little detour, but our dinghy was hanging in the water a little too much. We couldn't lift it up anymore because the pulleys were maxed out, and we were starting to chafe one of the ropes on the pulleys, so we went back into the sheltered bay where the marina is and fixed that up. Actually, even right now, the dinghy is kind of a little low for when the waves come in. Anyways, we're close hauled right now because that's the only way we can sail due to the direction we're trying to go. But I think just because the wind is exactly where we want to go, we're not gonna get there. We're probably just gonna go for a little day sail today because it's just not worth trying to sail into the wind for 8 to 10 to 12 hours just to get somewhere that we just wanted to go for fun. So anyways, we're having some fun. We're testing our systems, figuring out that our solar doesn't necessarily work as efficient or as well as we'd like. It's the solar panels here on the side are getting in the way of our jib lines, which we probably should have foreseen, but we didn't. So we're gonna have to make some adjustments there. And as you may be able to tell, it's pretty rolly right now.
Hard to give perspective on how much you move and up and down. The bow pretty much goes in the water with the waves. Woohoo!
So what just happened?
Oh, the Dinghy Davits pretty much freaking cracked, just snapped. We tried to do a tack and water started getting into the dinghy and just pulled and it snapped. So right now we're heading back to the marina because we're pretty much just dragging the dinghy behind us and there's a lot of big waves and wind.
Oh, that's a nightmare.
This is the piece that broke up the Dinghy David. Snapped right off. At least our dinghy still works. Just went for a quick ride to test out the outboard and it's still good to go. Phew! But gosh, just kind of puts a bit of a bummer on the whole adventure. At least we made it back here safe and we weren't too far into the lake, I guess. So we've been talking about our Dinghy David. This is the story of the day, seems like. And I'm really mad I'm right at the fact that it's just like snapped and broke off. And you know what? It might actually be a blessing in disguise because so our Dinghy Davids, like one side was nice and straight and the other side I think they might have hit something before, so it was a bit bent. So I mean, for it to just snap like that, it probably already was weak, to be honest, and I'd rather have it break here when we're not far from the marina than next year when we decide to take off and we're in the middle of who knows where and we've got to deal with that. So at least now we know that it's weak, the other side could even break, who knows, so we're trying to see what our best options are. Either we try to fix it with some plates or something, or we try to build something else, like a different, stronger, beefier type of Dinghy David where we could put some solar panels on top. So anyways, we're kind of debating all of that, and Corey keeps looking at the toast, so I think we've got to start eating our sandwich.
Yeah, they're pretty much ready. There's a lot of steam coming out of there. So we got back, ate some sandwiches, then Alex decided to take a look inside here, and look what we found. the pad got completely soaked. It looks like some water got in our engine compartment. I'm not 100% sure how, but we're gonna have to investigate that. And we got some oil stains, so we've got a bit of an oil leak, but we kind of knew that already. There was a slight oil leak on the back on one of the seals. But there's also this yellow stuff, and I'm not sure if that's just like the tint of the water after running through some of the areas here, or if it's maybe some transmission fluid, but it doesn't really smell like transmission fluid. It kind of just smells like water, to be honest. So yeah, we're gonna have to investigate. More problems and things to figure out. Yay! Here you go.
Thank you.
No problem.
Actually, can I have a paper towel too?
I guess. What you doing?
I'm gonna check on our transmission oil and see how she's looking, if we're low, high.
Perfect.
Perfect.
As you can see, she's back in her wonderful hole.
My favorite.
With everything outside of the hole. How's it looking? I think I could see it. Looks like it's still on the line. Maybe a tad bit below.
Yeah.
We'll keep an eye on it because I feel like we had it right on the line before. So the water's coming from down over there somewhere, which we knew there was a bit of water coming in from there. We're still having trouble figuring out exactly where the yellow is coming from. Any theories, Alex?
Someone put some coloring on our water overnight and it's yellow.
Oh, that's a good theory. Alex may have found our leak. It's a terrible angle to show you guys, but
Maybe under?
looks like it's coming from underneath the transmission.
Actually, I'm not getting any yellow now.
Well, you might have wiped up the only drop. It could be a really slow leak
That's
because,
true.
you know, it's. I noticed there was something dripping back there, but I couldn't see what it was. I think there's a little tiny oil leak, and we got potentially a bit of transmission fluid going in there. As you saw already, we didn't make it very far on our journey, so we figured today's a good day for boat projects. One of them being, seems like we just keep moving on to random different things to work on, but we've always been bothered by a roller furler here. Whoop, right here. It's been a bit of a struggle to furl in. It always furls out fine because that's easy, but furling it in can sometimes be troublesome. And what happens is, if you can see the screw under here, a screw right here that's getting in our way on the underside of these arms that basically keep the rope on the drum, and it's rubbing on this every time. If Alex pulls on the furling line, what happens is it pulls down to the pulley way behind her, or the little through hole, and it pulls on a steep angle, so then this bar gets bent up like she's doing there, and it gets caught in that screw, which means we can't furl it. And I mean, what we've been doing is coming to the front here and furling it ourselves, but it doesn't work that well when you're in big water and you don't really want to come to the front of the boat.
It's too small.
So we're gonna try adding, okay, well, that one's too small, so we're gonna go get another piece, but the plan is to put that pulley, or one pulley, at the end here to redirect the rope a little bit. So we have to feed it through this guy.
Okay, let's try this again.
So it looks like we figured out a solution. Here it is. Let's see if it works. Beauty. Looks like it works.
That was an ugly furl.
Did it work?
Woohoo!